Is the US dollar getting weaker, and will it be replaced soon? That is the subject of this video. Welcome to the Financial Fast Lane. My name is Lane Martinson. And so I've had a lot of people lately asking me about my opinion regarding the strength of the US dollar. Now, with everything that's going on in the world, it is not hard to understand why people are concerned and could believe that the dollar is getting weaker. I think it's important, I like the analogy of a beach and the waves. If you're on the beach and you watch the waves come in, you watch the waves go out, I think of that kind of like the ebbs and flows of the market, of the value of the dollar, of interest rates, of the stock market, all the things that move and change within the economy. It's kind of like the waves coming in and coming out. But what's most important is the tide, right? Or the trend. A lot of times it's difficult to perceive what is the tide doing. Is the tide coming out? Is the tide coming in? And it takes a little more observation, right? So if you're watching the waves, so to speak, on a daily basis or a weekly basis, you're going to feel probably a lot of anxiety and unnecessary anxiety. However, contrary to popular belief, the US dollar seems to be growing in strength. So take a look at this chart. This chart tracks the value of the dollar since 2013 through the end of 2023. And while there have certainly been some ups and downs, as there always are, the overall trend is moving in the right direction. Now, there are countries like Brazil, Russia, China, that want to change the global standard away from the dollar. But in order for that to happen, they would have to have a stronger currency to replace it with. And there is no stronger currency in the world at this time, and we don't see that happening anytime soon. Now, you can't replace a stronger currency with a weaker currency and expect people to accept it and the risk associated with that without any additional reward. If an additional reward was necessary in order to convince people to switch to a different currency, then it would contradict the whole idea of the claim to self, right? The free markets are the free markets, and the free market is what decides. And so when we have free markets, you can't control it. It's based on value. So the key takeaways here is that I don't believe the US dollar is going away anytime soon. Yes, we still have inflation. It's a vexing problem, and it's going to be with us for a while. But there are things in life that we can control, and there are things that we cannot control. And if we spend a lot of energy and stress over things that are completely out of our control, it's really wasted energy and time. There are a lot of smart things that we can do that are in our control. With good planning and being strategic and being wise. You don't want to make financial decisions based on fear. It's never going to be a good decision when you're acting out of fear. Instead, you want to build a financial plan based on principles that are sound and with solid strategies. Markets will go up, markets will go down. It doesn't mean that your emotions have to follow the ins and outs. I hope you found value in this short video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the Financial Fast Lane.
Here's the thing you typically see with two groups of people. Either you've saved enough or you haven't. And there's a lot of advice out there that keeps people in this mindset that you've got to grow, that you don't have enough. Well, what if you do have enough?
When people come in to visit with us and they want help with their retirement, the biggest thing is they want to know if they're going to be okay. They want to make sure that they're not going to run out of money and if they're going to be able to do the things that they've dreamed about doing. The problem is, nowadays, they go home at night, they turn on the news, and everything is in a crisis. We shouldn't have to count on the stock market performing in a certain way to have a good retirement.
It all starts off as a simple conversation. You just come on in, get to know your advisor, and share with us your family plans, long-term goals, and your hopes and dreams for your future.
It's very important to have that conversation, to discuss one-on-one who you are as a person, where you are right now, and where you want to be in the future.
The most important part of the puzzle is knowing what is important to the client. You know, everyone's retirement plan is going to be a little bit different based on the wants and needs during retirement and the legacy that they want to leave behind. Now is the time for you to get organized and confidently plan for your family's future.
Most people focus on savings during their career, but when retirement is knocking at the door and they're ready to take that step into retirement, they begin to question whether they have enough. How do they turn that savings into income? Income for themselves, income for their spouse, and even a legacy for their children. They want that process to be simple, to be understandable. They want confidence to know that their plan is working and that it will fulfill their goals and objectives that they have going into retirement.
You know, I think the ultimate retirement goal for just about every client we meet is to spend time doing all the things they couldn't do while they were diligently at a career for 40 plus years. I mean, they just want to be able to spend time doing what they want, where they want, when they want, with who they want. And they don't want to have to ask anybody for permission to do it. And they don't want to deal with the time constraints of a 9-to-5 job.
We just really want people to have the life they deserve, and many are in the position to do so.